Great. Looks like we are live. What's up, everybody? Thank you guys for tuning in. Logan Paul has finally released the trailer for his highly anticipated upcoming documentary. What's up, everybody? Upcoming documentary, which apparently now has a name. The Flat Earth to the Edge and Back official trailer. This was literally just released like a few minutes ago. Logan Paul Vlogs channel, 18 million subscribers, 3,000 comments already. Let me just make sure that the health of the stream is good. Looks like we're doing okay. This morning I had 80 live viewers within 30 seconds. Now I've only got 16, so we're gonna keep an eye, make sure we're getting through the censorship. There you go. There you go. 59. That's right. That's right, YouTube. Come on, get your shit. So, guys, without further ado, let's go ahead and jump right into it. I haven't seen the trailer. This is a complete fresh reaction. So let us go ahead and jump right into it. Here we go.
Conspiracy theories. We've all heard them.
Global warming, it's a hoax.
Who killed John F. Kennedy?
But even crazier, people that actually believe them.
I'm gonna say this as a friend. Do you think the Earth is flat?
This is so cringy. Oh my God, this is so cringy.
The Earth is flat.
Believe the Earth is flat.
The Earth is flat.
Satan's greatest lie.
Destruction.
The world that we're living in has been misdescribed.
What shape is the Earth?
Flat. Think that the Earth's flat because if it wasn't flat, then we would all be falling off of it.
This looks like a major satirical troll, which wouldn't be surprising. I know everybody wants to watch the trailer. It's got to give a little bit of analysis as it comes to me. The pro-gun propaganda agenda that Logan Paul and his crew have been pushing, like for example, when he recently had that Kent State University gun girl on his podcast. I mean, the pro-gun control talking points that they were spitting out were so ridiculously establishment. Let's keep watching.
It gives me great pleasure to announce for the 2018 Third Flat Earth International Conference, this many people can start questioning the reality. The truth sets you free. The truth sets you free.
The evidence they presented that they did go to space is nonsense.
Do you acknowledge that other planets are round?
I don't acknowledge that other planets are planets.
People could think that it's round is because the shape of your eye is round.
We don't have toilet water flying out on people in Australia because of gravity.
When you're taught that you just came from nothing, because the scientific narrative is nothing exploded and created everything. And we're crazy.
I didn't know any of this stuff before I came here, and
You're still learning.
Truth sets you free.
I can teach you some things.
It's tough because you've been told something your whole life and you've been a certain way, right?
Stop becoming a flat earther!
I'm not saying I am.
Man, Robbie, I just don't know what to believe anymore.
Truth sets you free. Truth sets you free.
So ridiculous.
Truth sets you free.
My name is Logan Paul, and I think I'm coming out of the flat earth closet.
This is so ridiculous.
And we are being set free.
This is so ridiculous.
Fellas, are you still powdering your bones?
Oh God.
You know you don't need to.
Stupid
right?
ass.
There's no
fucking
need for
YouTube
messy
ass.
powder.
Get out of my face. Wow. Cringe. Hang on, I just gotta check something here and then we're gonna give it a breakdown. I already see that Sean Hawkins is doing his Inception stream of my stream. Wow, pure pure fucking cringe. Now, to be fair, a lot of times, actually, let me do something here. A lot of times trailers are cringy. What's up, everybody? Yeah, was that not cringe or what? Was that not cringe or what, bro? Oh my god. So look, in all fairness, a lot of times trailers are cringy because you gotta build hype. You gotta build the hype, right? But that was bad. That was like crappy reality show, TV reality show cringe. Oh my god. There's really nothing of substance here either. You just got cliched allusions to you just got cliched allusions to conspiracies. I mean, very Shane. What's that? Is this Shane Dawkins? Shane Dawkins? Shane Dawson? Yeah, Shane Dawson. You know, kind of has that Shane Dawson kind of vibe to it. Just really cringy. This shit right here felt like a scene right out of the crappiest reality TV show you've ever seen.
Do you think the Earth is flat?
Oh, that's cringy. Then they go to the Flat Earth Conference. This kind of cringy thing where the kid says, "Yeah, it must be flat because if it was flat,
been misdescribed."
What shape is the Earth?
Flat. Think that the Earth's flat because if it wasn't flat, then we would all be falling off of it.
That doesn't even make sense. That doesn't even make sense. Yeah. Julie Bennett says that the music is ridiculous. Yeah, it's extremely ridiculous. It's basically like, and I want to say shout out to Sean Hawkins because he's actually doing one of his Inception streams on my stream right now. And since Sean Hawkins refused to debate me live, one-to-one, man-to-man, I'm gonna like Inception Sean Hawkins because he's doing a live stream about me right now. I'm gonna Inception his Inception, and I'm gonna call him out right now during this stream. Sean, you're fucking crazy, bro. Okay, so, wow, what a circus that was. That was a true circus. So then they cut to the Flat Earth Conference stuff, and there's nothing really particularly interesting here. Just making it look like a cult following. Like, look at this edit right here.
The reality, the truth sets you free. The truth sets you free.
Like, what is that? What kind of editing is that? It's so cringy, so cringy. But it makes it look like he's like a terrifying cult leader, which is probably the angle. They always go with the cult leader angle because it's a great way to smear. Basically a great way to smear like globe skeptics, like if you're like a skeptic and stuff like that. So again, pure cringe, comedy gold. We have Deep Inside the Rabbit Hole here. Little short clip here, probably out of context.
I don't acknowledge that other planets are planets.
People like could think that it's round is because like
yeah, Logan Paul just looks like he was trolling the whole thing. Which shouldn't be surprising, honestly.
Because like the shape of your eye is round.
We don't have toilet water flying out on people, and we don't have toilet.
People like could think that.
Do you acknowledge planets are round?
I don't acknowledge that other planets are planets.
People like could think that it's round is because like the shape of your eye is round.
We don't have toilet water.
People think it's round because the shape of your eye is round. I mean, what legitimate flat earther has ever said such a thing? Ridiculous.
Water flying out on people in Australia because of gravity.
When you're taught that you just came from nothing, because the scientific...
Then we have this cringy part with his so-called girlfriend. It's just so cringy. My God, it's just cringe. Little clip of the ice wall.
My name is Logan Paul, and I...
Just cringe, bro. Yeah, I have to say, that is just pure cringe. So, if the trailer, now again, the trailer has to be cringy, it has to be sensational, it has to be a circus, right? It always is. That's the nature of trailers, especially, you know, in this vein, they're always going to be like that. But wow, that was so bad. So is it going to be ultimately a shameless hit piece? I don't know. It looks like garbage. Sorry, it's just true. It looks like a garbage mainstream media hit piece. Is it going to go deep and in depth into the actual real flat earth debate? No, it's probably not. Because the real flat earth debate, and you have to be willing to debate the people who are at the cutting edge of this thing. And the real flat earth debate is really complex, and there's many layers and nuances to it. And you don't get that. Like, for example, with the Netflix documentary Behind the Curve, you don't get that. You don't get that stuff. They don't present the hyper nuanced, hyper detailed layers that there are to it. And even if you're a globe believer and a globe defender, there's so much to it. And you can't deny that the flat earth debate has refined your arguments. The flat earth debate has refined globetards' arguments. Really has. You know, back in the old day, you can just say, oh yeah, of course we live on a freaking ball. You know, ships disappear bottom up. And that was the end of the story. That was the end of the sentence. Go look at old Bill Nye the Science Guy shows. He says, ships disappear bottom up. We must live on a curve. That was the end of the story. Nowadays, there's a big fat asterisk next to that age-old proof. And now, sometimes, the ship won't disappear bottom up. Sometimes the ship will actually be completely visible, even though it's supposed to be hidden by curvature. And the globetards' brand new, flat earth-induced, refined argument is that sometimes refraction is at play, and it's bending light, and it's bending the light from the ship above the curve so you can see it even though it's hidden. That was never part of the debate, okay, a decade ago. But ships disappearing bottom up was always presented as a slam dunk conclusive proof, literally for centuries. For centuries. So somebody, Dr. Cheats asks, do you believe the earth is flat? Red pill philosophy. No, I'm a globe skeptic. I don't know if you guys have heard of skepticism. It's this fascinating thing where you basically, like, you join the skeptic community. You subscribe to Skeptic Magazine, and you become a member of the International Skeptic Fund. And it's incredible what happens, dude, like when you become like a skeptic. So yeah, I'm a globe skeptic right now. I'm not a flat earther at this moment. I'm a globe skeptic. But a lot of globetards will misrepresent me and call me a flat earther because I guess it's easier to get clicks that way, a lot easier. Voice of Reason, he's a diehard globe defender. He says, refraction is well understood. It does not negate the fact that objects get hidden by the horizon. Well, no one denies that refraction is well understood. The point is that the globe post here, the globe post was moved. See, first, before flat earth came along, here was the globe post right here, right? And then when flat earth came along and people started applying skepticism and they started to question whether or not ships disappearing bottom up was actually conclusive proof, it turns out flat earthers were capturing things with their zoom cameras that should have been hidden by the curvature but were still visible. So what globetards had to do was, the blind faith globe cultists, they had to move the globe post. You see, first it was here, ships disappearing bottom up. That proves it. Then the globe post had to get moved. Now, okay, fine, yeah, ships disappearing bottom up. Yeah, that kind of is a proof that we live on a globe. But sometimes the ship doesn't disappear bottom up. By the way, guys, sometimes the ship is still visible even though it's already hidden behind the curve. Refraction bends it back up, they say, which is fine. I'm not even denying that refraction is a real factor with these long distance observations. In fact, I believe they are a real factor. My point is that the globe post was moved because of flat earthers, because of globe skeptics. And it's a beautiful, beautiful thing. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing when people start asking questions. So, I don't know what else there is to say about this Logan Paul documentary. Let me double check something. Let me just see if I made it through this. 189 live viewers. That's okay. It's that's all right. That's okay. I mean, I'm sure a lot of you guys didn't make it through the censorship algorithm, and that's fine. But this is great anyways. This is great anyways. So there it is, ladies and gentlemen. Wow. So, Logan Paul, he's going to do his thing. And, when he's in his podcast debating the pro-gun girl, the Kent State University girl, and him and his crew are basically spewing just the most cliched establishment talking points in support of gun control, you know that there's pressure on them to toe the party line. And that's exactly what's going on. So, it's there's not much to expect, but I will say this whole thing looks like a parody. It looks like a joke, and that's basically all. There's not really much else to say. Cringe. If you take anything away from this, it's cringe. Let me just double check the chat here. Yep. Voice of Reason says objects at different distances disappear behind the same horizon. That cannot be refraction. Well, that's not really the point. I mean, whether it's refraction or whatever the hell it is, the point is that now ships disappearing bottom up, like when Bill Nye, the science guy on his old TV show, presented that as slam dunk proof. Now there's a big caveat. There's a big asterisk next to that age-old proof. And I'm not sure it was being presented until Flat Earthers came along, so I think that's very fascinating. The Flat Earth channel's $13.99 super chat. No message. Okay, thank you. Really appreciate it. So that's that. And wow, just crazy. I'm not sure there's much else to say, guys. I think I'm pretty much done. Let me just double check what the live viewer count is. Yeah, definitely being censored. Shadow banned, as they call it. Maybe de-boosted. But wow, crazy stuff. Crazy stuff. And that's it, guys. And there's a reason that Logan Paul is even doing a documentary about Flat Earth to begin with. Now, honestly, it's probably going to be a mockumentary. There's a reason he's doing it in the first place, because skeptics all across the earth are really up in their game and asking some deep questions about the oldest religion on the face of the planet. And it really is. Thinking you live on a spinning ball is a religion. Now, you might argue that there's science for it, but it is a religion because most people who think they live on a spinning ball believe it with no evidence. It's just a belief system. They haven't even looked into the alleged science that backs it up. So in many ways, it is the biggest religion on the face of the earth. Yeah, that's possible. Julie Bennett says maybe the live viewer count is higher than you're told. It's possible. It's possible that the live views is actually 7 times higher. It's possible, but it seems like a weird way to go about censoring. It's just let me double check here. Just totally censored. Voice of Reason says there's overwhelming evidence for the sphere. Nah, I have to disagree. I really do. Voice of reason. I really got to disagree. Because the problem is that almost every single globe proof has a flat earth alternative explanation that really is valid. It's really valid. It's something. Voice of reason says flat earthers don't even have a working map. Well, maybe if they had, the funding and obviously, the establishment, the government institutions, educational institutions, they all support the heliocentric model. So if you want to talk about, bam, who's got the preponderance of a working map and model on their side? I say, well, who's got the preponderance? Who's got the majority of funding and institutions backing them? Who do you think it is? Do you think it's flat earthers? I don't think so. Who cares about a map, says Ron Sheckelson. We know the surface is flat and level, end of story. Well, that's one argument some people could make. Lunar eclipse, go. Well, I mean, if you assume you live on a spinning space rock that is rotund and bound by gravity, then yeah, it's probably an easy assumption to make that it's caused by a giant spherical Earth. But are we going to make that assumption? Are we going to start off by assuming we live on a gigantic spinning space sphere? Is that a good place to start? Because we've been presupposing we live on a spinning space sphere. You can go as far back as Pythagoras, 2,500 years. Do you think Pythagoras 2,500 years ago had the sufficient level of evidence back then to prove it conclusively that we lived on a space ball? I would say no, and I would say we've been assuming it for a very long time. Far long before we have really conclusive evidence for it. So I am not going to presuppose that we live on a spinning space sphere, and more importantly, sorry to say it, the burden of proof is not on me. The burden of proof is not on me. In fact, the burden of proof is on the Globers. It really is. And that's it. Wow. I'm blown away. I really am. Because this turned out to be more mockumentary-ish than I could have ever imagined. A little bit of David Wolf. You guys may know him from Facebook. Talking on London Real Podcast about the shape of the Earth. I mean, we're going to have to see. Apparently it comes out March 20th. So I think that this documentary is just going to be pure cringe. I think it's going to be pure cringe. I don't think it's going to make any interesting arguments, if any. And I think it's ultimately going to be, for lack of a better word, globalist propaganda. Mic static. Yeah. Sometimes there's mic static. Let me not even try that because that's just going to cause it to implode. So yeah, the burden of proof is on the Globers to explain. Actually, let me get some real quick. I want to show you guys something. Give me a second. Be right back. Because you see, a lot of times the Globers, they say that the burden of proof is on globe skeptics or flat earthers to prove that the Earth is flat. But in this very popular book, textbook, The Cosmic Perspective, it literally says, let's pull this up here. Like on the first chapter, the first page of the first chapter. Let's see here. Just pull out some science books. Science. All right, there you go. There it is. Chapter 1. Chapter 1. Our place in the universe. Literally page 1. I'm on page 1 right now. Literally page 1. Here. Let me do something for you guys here. So I'm going to be making this a priority right now. Much better. Much better. Okay. Astronomy textbook. Chapter 1. Our modern view of the universe. If you observe the sky carefully, you can see why most of our ancestors believed that the heavens revolved about a stationary Earth. The sun, moon, planets, and stars appear to circle around our sky each day, and we cannot feel the constant motion of Earth as it rotates on its axis and orbits the sun. It therefore seems quite natural to assume that we live in an Earth-centered or geocentric universe. In other words, Globers, the starting point is flat, stationary, and geocentric. That's the starting point. And then the burden of proof is on you to explain and really prove, scientifically prove, that we live on a spinning space ball. And the problem is that all the so-called proofs that we live on a spinning ball, there's always a convenient flat earth alternative that really works. Really works. It's something. It's really something. So when you're a skeptic, when you're a globe skeptic, you're really like, man, I want something more conclusive. Come on, science. Come on, Globers. Give me something a little more conclusive. Come on. Work with me here, man. Work with me here. So, very, very interesting indeed. So who has the burden of proof? Definitely the spinning upside down, backwards, batshit bonkers, space ball people. Let me just get this stuff back in the line here. Okay, great. So, yeah, all right, we're good. Only 208. Wow, I did a random live stream this morning. I was just sitting on a chair in a park, just like staring at the sky. I had 250 live viewers. So again, I want to say thank you to everybody who somehow made it through the censorship algorithm, the shadow banning censorship algorithm. I mean, there's just so many big tech things. I mean, so many stories you hear in the real news nowadays. You just hear all over these news stories about how big tech, mega corporations are just like censoring different things. It's really something. So many crazy stories. But just to be sure that I didn't miss anything, I'm pretty sure Flat Earth Channel. Yeah, there you go. Okay, so that's it. Wow. Absolutely incredible and absolutely bonkers. So Logan Paul gonna release this shit. Is it gonna be a hit piece? Is it gonna be a circus? It looks like both, but we'll have to see, because you never know what the actual final thing will show. But I'm not too convinced. Really not too convinced. And it's really something. Voice of Reason asks, how long does a selenilian last? Well, here's a better question. When it comes to diffraction limits and angular size associated with your viewing apparatus, be it your eye or a camera, and if you're looking down a long hallway, what would be the diffraction limit for the human eye if you're looking down a long hallway and you begin to lower your viewer height? And at what point, given the distance and the height of the viewer, would that cause something like, let's say, a little flashlight on the floor to disappear from the bottom first out of one camera, but not the other camera? What do you think? What's your answer to that question? It's really simple. I mean, if you're into science, really simple question. Really, really easy question. See if we can get a response from Voice of Reason on that one. That'd be really cool. Well, guys, again, I'm gonna smash the link to this flat Earth trailer into the chat right now. Logan Paul trailer. You guys can go watch it. You guys can give it a thumbs up, give it a thumbs down, whatever the hell you feel. And you know, it's funny. It's really funny. It's really something, I have to say, because when you see that they're even covering flat Earth, I mean, flat Earth wasn't even a topic of discussion for so many years, and definitely not the online sensation that it has become. So it's really, really incredible, really, really stunning. To me, that's already a sign that you can try to smear, you can try to do hit pieces like Behind the Curve, or you can try to do hit pieces like this Logan Paul thing, but no, man, people are really looking into things. They're really looking into it, and it's really, really something. Let me just double check. Okay, well, you know, I think we have more live viewers today in the morning when I was just staring at the sky. But hey, maybe people just want to watch me stare at the sky for 2 hours. Maybe that's it. Maybe that explains it. No, I'm pretty sure it's just a big circus, and a big joke. I'm sorry, Voice of Reason. No, I didn't answer the question. That sucks. Maybe you know the answer. That's okay. I mean, you know, not everybody knows everything. I mean, but you know, it'd be nice to get an answer. But yeah, wow, incredible, guys. So again, thank you. Thank you for tuning in. That's really all I had to say. Quick live reaction. And click the link. It's in the chat. And we'll see what happens with this Logan Paul shit. I want to say thanks again for everybody who somehow made it to the shadow banning algorithm. And that's it for now. I'll talk to y'all later.